Yes, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Today we want to talk about one thing, tooth decay. And we have a question: can tooth decay or dental caries be avoided? It can be avoided, and therefore the answer is yes. Why can it be avoided? Because there are around 4 or 5 major factors, or the things which contribute to tooth decay. And once one is not there, you can't have tooth decay or dental caries. Usually for people who cook using cooking stones, you cannot cook on a saucepan when you are lacking one stone. You have to have all the stones to have cooking take place. Therefore, if you lack 1 or 2 factors, we shall not have tooth decay. And therefore, our answer remains yes, we can control or we can prevent tooth decay, and one can grow without having dental issues. Which reasons are these, or which factors are these? Factor number 1. What causes tooth decay? Factor number 1 is bacteria. Bacteria in the mouth. Our body has bacteria, what we call normal flora. It does not come from somewhere. It is the bacteria in our mouth. So once bacteria is given what to eat, and it is you or me that give it what to eat. Once bacteria is given what to eat, especially sugars or carbohydrates or things which can be fermented, this bacteria is going to turn it into acids, and these acids are going to burn your tooth. You know, when acid pours on any object, it will burn it until when it disappears. So the acid also burns the tooth until when you have tooth decay or dental cavities. Therefore, we can easily prevent it. That was number 1. Another one is tooth surface. A tooth surface is a tooth itself. Our teeth, the way how the teeth are made, or the way how they develop, they are not flat. They have ridges, they have what we call fissures, or they are not flat. They are not on a flat surface. So they have what we call fissures, they have grooves. In other words, those depressions around the teeth, they are the things, or the surfaces of the tooth, they are the ones that retain food. Therefore, in case you have food in the mouth, it can easily go in those tooth surfaces, either on top or in the sides of a tooth. And once bacteria finds them in those areas, it is easy to ferment them and produce acids, and the acids will be able to do what? To burn your teeth. Another factor: number 1, bacteria. Number 2, tooth surface. The third one is food. Food, what do we mean? Which food causes tooth decay? What causes tooth decay is the food we eat. The food, especially refined sugars. Sugars, I don't talk about sugars. We have good sugars and the sugars which are made in factories. They are good sugars. For example, the sugars in sugar cane, the sugars in fruits, the sugars in yellow bananas. But the refined sugars are these sugars that can be in biscuits, in sweets, in sodas, in cakes. Those can be the sugars which are responsible for tooth decay. Apart from that, we have carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the foods which can easily be fermented. Foods, for example, proteins, vegetables, they cannot be fermented, and therefore for them, they are not responsible for tooth decay. Another factor is time. We can be having bacteria, we can be having tooth surface, we can be having food, but time is an important factor in tooth decay development. Because the more time food is left to remain in the mouth, the more it gives bacteria time to ferment the other food, and the food turns the food into acid, and the acid will burn the tooth. Therefore, if you take something like a biscuit and you quickly remove it, therefore you have controlled time. That is time. Time. We also have length of time. Length of time. The length of time, the more time you give bacteria to ferment the food, the more dangerous it is. We also have time at night. When you sleep, the body reduces, or the body rests. When the body rests, it is going to reduce on major processes, or what are the major things that take place in the body. Among the things which reduce is saliva production. Saliva is important in our mouth because the moment the other acids we have been talking about are formed, the acids are going to be diluted by the saliva. Therefore, in case you sleep, you have to make sure you have brushed your teeth, because the more you sleep and you have not removed the food in the mouth, you are going to give a lot of time these bacteria to ferment the food, and the food does causes tooth decay. Therefore, our fourth point is time. Length of time and time at night. It means that dental caries are more likely to be in the time when we are sleeping, for those people who sleep at night, because there is low saliva production. The next one, or our fifth one, is what we call xerostomia, or people who have very low saliva production. If at all you do not have a lot of saliva in the mouth, you will have no way how the acid that is formed can be, the acid which is formed can be diluted. Therefore, for people who talk a lot, as you are talking, a lot of saliva is being produced. Or for people who have diseases, or they are taking drugs that make their bodies produce less saliva, are more likely to have dental caries or tooth decay. I'm saying yes, we can prevent tooth decay because we have factors. Number 1, bacteria. Number 2, tooth surface. Number 3, food. Number 4, time. The last one, xerostomia. It can be controlled because we can control time. We may not remove normal bacteria or normal flora in the mouth. We cannot remove tooth surfaces in the mouth. We cannot stop food, like taking food, carbohydrates, because they are good for our body. But we can control time. When you are going to sleep, brush. Because the moment you brush, the bacteria will not get what to ferment to produce acids. The moment you take any sweet thing, brush. The moment you brush, the bacteria will have nothing to ferment to produce acids. Even when you have diseases that are causing you, or that are bringing you xerostomia or low saliva production, still, the moment you brush, you reduce on the way how the acids are being produced in the mouth, or how they are being diluted. Therefore, I end up by saying it is possible to prevent dental caries in our bodies. Thank you for watching. Share, like, and subscribe.